I wanted to talk to you a little bit more about narcissistic abuse and how it impacts your mind, body, and soul when you are experiencing the devaluation. That's one of the main things before I close out this video, that I wanted to share with you. The way when someone devalues you mentally, it's very exhausting. You get very fatigued over time in your relationships. It could be a very exhausting thing. And if you are experiencing, trust issues, this person can bring out a side of you that you have never seen before, because they like to triangulate you with other people, with things, their job, any and everything. It's always you, either a thing, an object, a job, a business, something. They like to triangulate you and make you feel bad that, okay, you're causing them problems at work. You're causing them problems here. You're causing them problems there. They would not be seeking out the attention or affection of another person if it were not for your behavior or you not meeting the standards in what they felt like. Them calling you names, especially, when it comes to your appearance. You're dealing with your most intimate partner. It's not just, this person is not just any random person. This is not some person who is like your sister, your brother, but although you can experience narcissistic abuse from them, but if it's a partner, if it's your intimate partner, they're not like all those other people. And if it's your brother and sister and they're treating you they're devaluating you, then there's a certain level of acceptance that should be there when it comes to family. And that is just what that is. Because your family, you don't choose them, you're born into it. But there's still a level of rapport that is expected when you have family. And so they're supposed to be your first cheerleaders. And so, but mentally, devaluation, it causes low self-esteem. A lot of times we think that we're strong and we have high self-esteem. Surely every area of my life I'm succeeding in. I have low self-esteem. That's not true necessarily. You can have low self-esteem in certain areas of your life where you have strength in others. So mentally, devaluation from somebody who you feel close to or your most intimate partner, it can really impact your spirit. And when you impact your spirit and your mind, that impacts your physical self, being fatigued, staying up and worrying, not getting enough rest. This can happen night after night after night after night. After a while, it takes a toll on you. Some people, when they are experiencing this, they turn to substance abuse. You have to be very careful with that, because there are many narcissists that do have substance abuse problems, and that's what helps exacerbate the problem that they put on other people. I experienced that, and that individual, not to my knowledge, was abusing substances, and that just made the whole problem even worse. So be careful to recognize these signs, and that's how it can impact your body when they are devaluating you. You feel sick. A lot of times you may have been one of those people who was an avid exercise connoisseur. You feel less than, you don't feel like you want to do a lot of the old things that you used to do. It throws you into a depression. One of the things that I would recommend also is, aside from listening to my videos and others like myself is to seek out the help of a professional counselor to help you navigate a lot of the intricate details of your emotional well-being when it comes to that. Because believe it or not, we all can benefit from just counseling after having gone through emotional trauma with a narcissist. And it's hardly anyone who deals with a narcissist gets out unscathed. It's almost virtually, I just don't see how a person who has been engaged or around or subjected over and over and over again to someone who is a narcissist do not, it takes a while to heal from that type of trauma, because you got to get back to a sense of normality. In normality, you have bonds and you have ties that have been created through trauma bonds, such as the devaluation of you, that you have to unravel. You have to unpackage all of that and begin to understand who you are. Because by the time you are in a relationship with a narcissist, there's no way that you can exit that relationship having endured some of the most heinous atrocities when it comes to the way that they treat you, that you can get back to a normal just like that. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen like that. Not when you have been experiencing or really have been immersed in a life and time of a person who is a narcissist. You have to take time to heal you. And healing from a narcissistic abuse is a slow process. It's not something that happens overnight, because it requires you to begin to learn a lot more about who you are, the spirit that you've dealt with, and how you can avoid that type of personality type in the future, and at the same time be able to retain the best part of who you are. It's a wonderful experience being an empath, a person who is a highly sensitive, highly feeling individual, because these people who are narcissists, it's like they have no empathy. They have no sense of ownership. They don't even like to say I'm sorry for all the stuff that they do. They're clueless. And so, for a thinking individual who is an empath, that could be very, very humbling. It's a very humbling place to be. So it's when you leave out of a relationship like that, or even if you don't, for whatever reason, you still have to engage with that person because of children or family, because they're family. It's best to learn as much as you possibly can about what it is that you face and how you can navigate and manage that relationship. Yes, manage that relationship, because it's one that really requires it, especially if you want to lead a healthy life without having to feel like you live on eggshells all the time when you're around that person, or feel like you just want to get away. Or you may feel like you want to love this person through it. You have to have the right tools in your tool belt in order for you to be able to navigate that. Again, join me in my next series when I talk about the discard, narcissistic discard, and how that impacts you. So please, please, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and join the crew here. Anyway, it has been a wonderful, wonderful journey sharing